Have you ever wondered what really goes on in your dog's mind when you're feeling down? Or when you're celebrating something big? Have you noticed how your dog seems to share your emotions, like they somehow know exactly how you feel? Well, that feeling isn't just in your head. Science has been digging into this mysterious connection between humans and dogs, and what researchers have found is nothing short of incredible. In today's video, we're going to answer the question once and for all. Can dogs sense emotions? And believe me, what you'll discover might completely change the way you see your dog. Let's rewind the clock, way back. Thousands of years ago, when wild wolves first started creeping toward human camps, looking for scraps of food, shelter, or maybe just some warmth. The wolves that were calmer, more observant, and less aggressive were the ones allowed to stay. Over generations, those traits became stronger, and little by little, wolves evolved into the domestic dogs we know today. But here's the interesting part. During that long journey of evolution, dogs started developing social skills that are shockingly similar to ours. Skills even our closest relatives, like chimpanzees, don't have. And that's where emotional recognition comes in. It's called canine social cognition, and it's mind-blowing. Scientific studies have shown that dogs are able to recognize human facial expressions. That means they can tell when you're happy, angry, sad, or scared. But it gets even crazier. Dogs don't just look at your face, they listen to your voice and even smell your emotions. Yes, you heard that right, your emotions have a scent. When you feel something intense like fear or sadness, your body releases specific pheromones. And who has a nose up to 100,000 times more powerful than yours? Your dog. They literally smell your emotional state. So how do we know this is real? One of the most powerful studies came out of the University of Vienna. Researchers showed dogs pictures of human faces, some smiling, some angry, while playing audio recordings of happy or angry voices. The dogs were asked to match the voice to the correct face. The result? Most of them got it right. This proves that dogs can link what they see with what they hear, something that requires a surprisingly deep emotional understanding. And if a dog sees a smiling face but hears an angry voice, they actually become confused. That shows they're reading the situation as a whole, not just reacting to noise or movement. But here's the big question, do dogs just react, or do they also feel with us? A study from Goldsmiths University in London tried to find out. They placed dogs in a room with people they had never met before. Some of these strangers started crying while others simply talked normally. And guess what happened? Most of the dogs walked right up to the people who were crying, to comfort them. No training, no treats, no prior bond, just raw empathy. That's not just sensing emotion, that's sharing it. That's choosing to respond with care. And it's not just sadness. When you're happy, when you're laughing, dancing, celebrating, your dog joins the party. They wag their tails, jump around, grab their toys. They mirror your joy. Why? Because dogs are emotional sponges. They learn your patterns, your energy, your movements. They study you in ways you don't even notice. A small shift in your voice or posture is enough for them to know something's up. That's also why dogs become anxious when their owners are stressed. They pick up on the vibe, they absorb it. Now let's talk about something even deeper. Emotional support dogs and service animals. These dogs are specially trained to detect emotional changes in people. For example, when someone is about to have a panic attack, the dog can sense rapid breathing, trembling, or sweating, and will respond by touching their owner, pressing against them, licking their face, or guiding them to a safer space. But here's what's fascinating. Even without training, many dogs do this naturally, because the ability to detect emotional shifts is wired into them. There are even stories of dogs detecting seizures before they happen. Long before the person realizes something's wrong, the dog is already alerting them. Scientists believe dogs pick up on micro-behaviors and scent changes that are invisible to us. That tells us something huge. Dogs are not only emotional beings, they're emotional detectors, living, breathing, tail-wagging radar systems for human feelings. So, what does all of this mean for us? It means that your dog doesn't just exist in your home, they exist in your emotional world. They don't speak, they don't judge, they don't analyze, they feel. When you come home after a rough day and your dog quietly lays their head on your lap, that's not a random act, When you're celebrating and they jump with excitement, it's not just hyperactivity, it's connection. A connection that transcends words, that lives in shared energy. And maybe, just maybe, it's one of the purest forms of love we'll ever experience. And here's the most beautiful part. To your dog, you never need to hide. You don't have to pretend you're okay. You don't have to fake a smile. They accept every version of you, without conditions. They don't need explanations. They don't want anything in return. Just your presence, your energy, your love, that's enough for them. Maybe that's why so many people say their dog understands them better than anyone else. Because dogs don't just live with us, they live for us. So next time you're feeling overwhelmed, heartbroken, anxious, or even on top of the world, pay attention. Your dog might already be sitting beside you, quiet, present, feeling everything with you. And in that silent loyalty, maybe they're saying something deeper than words ever could. You're not alone. If this video touched your heart, share it with someone who loves dogs. And tell us in the comments, have you ever felt like your dog sensed your emotions, even before you said a word? We want to hear your story. Thanks for watching, and give your furry friend a hug from us. They deserve it, every single time.